We all know the drill when it comes to personal growth, you know? We're taught that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Hmm.
You have to put in the reps, the habits, the journaling, the therapy, that whole 1% better every day model.
That's the default setting, for
Right.
sure, that incremental effort. But today we're unpacking a philosophical text that just throws that entire system out the window. It claims transformation isn't gradual at all, it's instantaneous.
And we're doing a deep dive into a really powerful text today. It's Koichi Tsuru's essay Memory, or Kyoku in Japanese.
Right, and it's been discussed and really expanded on by the Mitsuken Michimichi Kuniyumi channel broadcasts. That's a community in Japan exploring some pretty profound cultural and spiritual ideas.
And the premise is, well, it's breathtakingly simple, but also completely disruptive.
It really is. The essay basically argues that everything you think you are, your personality, your job, your limits, it's all defined by one thing,
Your memory.
just your memory. And the moment you choose to rewrite that memory, you don't just start to change, you become a completely different person. Right then and there.
Okay, let's unpack that because that is a massive claim. So memory isn't just, recalling the past.
No, it's actively determining and, more importantly, restricting who you are in this very moment. It's the arbitrator of your reality.
And to get your head around how fast this change can be, the text uses this great analogy.
Yeah, it's a good one. Imagine a total stranger walks up to you and delivers some completely unexpected but utterly believable truth about your life.
Okay.
Maybe they have undeniable proof that you're the secret heir to a fortune, or that some skill you've always downplayed is actually world-class.
My first reaction would be total disbelief, of course. A lot of questions. But if I, let's say, accepted the evidence, my whole self-perception would shift instantly.
Instantly. You wouldn't need 6 weeks of affirmations to start acting like an heir.
Right, no, the shift would be immediate.
And that's the core mechanism. If the new truth is believable enough, you accept it. And in that acceptance, you inhabit a new identity. It's not about waiting for physical proof. It's about the instantaneous acceptance of a new foundational belief.
But I have to challenge this genius example they give. The text says, if I believe I am a genius in the next moment, I become a genius. But if I believe I'm a world-class pianist, I can't suddenly play Chopin, so where's the gap?
That is a great question. The philosophy makes a key distinction between identity and manifestation. It's not saying you instantly acquire a learned skill. It's saying you instantly acquire the identity of a genius, or a creator, or a person who is capable of mastering anything. The memory that defines you as incapable is erased. The transformation is internal first. Then the skill acquisition becomes almost effortless because the resistance is gone.
So it's a difference between believing you can learn versus believing you are fundamentally someone who learns.
Precisely. And that leads to the ultimate memory, right? What Tsuru calls the confession. That you are truly the creator of your world. Not in a metaphorical sense. Fundamentally.
That's the big one. If I accept that, I stop trying to earn my place. Or, improve my basic worth.
Right. You don't become the creator by trying hard to be God. You already are the source. The text just presents this acceptance as a choice, a matter of timing. You can accept it now, or you can wait 1,000 years, but the fact of who you are doesn't change.
So if we're this infinite, limitless creator, why do we spend all our time feeling so small and defensive?
Well, that moves us right into the second big idea, the trap of conditioned action, or what they call the automatic robot.
The automatic robot.
Yeah. But first we have to understand our original state. The text says we're designed to use memory to navigate the world, but our initial state at birth is completely neutral, pure potential.
They call it the non-discriminatory state, right? Rokubunbetsu.
Exactly. And let's be clear on that term. It isn't just neutrality. Rokufubetsu literally means zero judgment. It's a state where the mind has no criteria for judging good or bad, right or wrong.
Pure presence, like when people say, become like a baby.
That's it. But the moment we start to categorize the world, this is good, this is bad, this is safe, we start building a database.
Yeah.
And that database becomes the slavery of memory.
And yesterday's recognition dictates today's action.
And that's when the automatic robot switches on.
Can you give us a modern, like a workplace example of that?
Sure. Imagine you get a sharply worded email from a colleague about a deadline. If your memory says, this person was critical last month, today's actions are immediately determined by that past data.
My robot fires up instantly. I'm not even reading the email for its content anymore. I'm reading it through the filter of that past conflict. I'm already formulating my defense.
That's it. The text identifies 3 common reactions from the robot. 1, escape, you avoid the issue. 2, self-defense, you justify yourself. Or 3, counterattack, you blame them.
And all 3 are just coping mechanisms.
For past memory, they're just the predictable behavior of the robot.
And the cost of running that robot is what they call non-productive energy waste.
Exactly. Think about it. You're spending all this energy trying to a negative situation back to 0, trying to restore your colleague's mood, or more likely, trying to protect your own reputation that you feel was just damaged.
And the source is clear. This is just pure consumption. No plus is generated, no creative energy.
None. You're just spinning your wheels in a defensive loop based on an old memory.
That reframes stress completely. It's not the world training me, it's my memory forcing me to spend my energy trying to fix something in the past.
Yes. So how do we escape that? That's where we get into the practice of unconditional light. If the robot is fueled by past memory, you have to power it down by connecting to the source in the present.
The foundation here is that we have this infinite energy supply, right? From the cosmic energy grid of the source.
The energy is always flowing. The freedom is in how we choose to use it. Do we fuel the finite defensive robot, or do we just shine?
Shining without conditions. This brings us to that really powerful sun analogy.
It's a great one. The sun doesn't check on Earth before it shines. It doesn't go, oh, it's cloudy today, I'll dim down a bit.
No, it just shines.
It just emits light constantly, without judging the state of whatever's receiving it.
So if we are the source, we can do the same. We can express that infinite energy, that pure presence, even if someone is, actively insulting us.
The crucial insight there is that when someone throws an insult at you, the trap isn't the insult itself.
It's me accepting it.
It's the moment you attach the meaning, I was just insulted. By shining unconditionally, you essentially refuse to receive the attack as your reality. You bypass the whole memory loop.
But doesn't that make me passive? I mean, if I'm in a meeting and someone is aggressively criticizing my work, I feel like I have to defend myself. That seems like an essential skill.
And that is the ultimate challenge of this philosophy. The text does offer some really practical tactics for this, for immediate detachment, but they always prioritize presence over defense.
So what's the move?
If you feel that pull towards self-defense or counterattack, the instruction is to disengage. Immediately.
Get out. Physically leave.
Leave the scene as fast as you can before that memory loop really takes over. And once you're out, you immediately let go of the recognition, the memory that that person is angry or I was attacked.
What about the anxiety that follows? The worry that you've wrecked the relationship or that they're still mad.
The advice is to just allow those emotions to rise and fall without trying to control them. If you just observe them, you stop feeding them with the new memory, the emotional energy it subsides on its own because there's nothing for it to latch onto.
That seems like a powerful way to hit the reset button. But then we come to this really counterintuitive instruction in the final section, what the commentators call the 20th century's last trap.
This is where the commentary becomes so important. The original text by Suru mentions some more standard self-help ideas, like focusing on your heart and sending it love to heal. But the commentators, the Kuniyumi channel group, they step in and call this specific act the last trap.
Wait, why is healing my own heart a trap? That just sounds like basic self-care.
Because if you're spending energy trying to heal your own heart, you are implicitly validating the idea that you were successfully wounded in the first place.
Oh.
You're reinforcing the very memory you're supposed to be escaping, the memory of being a small victimized self that needs fixing.
So it puts your consciousness right back in the victim mindset, even if the action feels positive.
Yeah.
You're still focused on the wound.
Exactly. If you are already the unconditional source, you don't need healing. So the focus can't be on the other person, and critically, it can't be on your own internal emotional state either.
So if the robot is going off and the memory loop is firing, where do you direct your focus?
The only focus that matters is on your own ability to shine, to glow, unconditionally. The only action is the emanation of that light, because that light is the factual reality of who you are.
And this brings us to the highest understanding in the text. The full recognition that everything that sustains me is me, the universal self.
If you can fully recognize that the light particles of compassion and love are raining down from the source, even in the middle of a conflict,
Yeah.
then there's no need to heal your small self. There's no need to retaliate. That higher understanding just automatically dissolves the small thought, the one that felt insulted or wounded.
It's a total shift in your point of reference. You stop reacting to the conditioned world and start responding from the unconditioned self.
And this personal transformation is seen as foundational to the wider goals of the Kuniyumi or nation-building movement. They're not talking about politics, but about cultural transformation.
Right.
The goal is to create a culture where, quote, simply being alive is wonderful, a state of being they suggest we haven't really known since maybe the ancient Jomon period.
So this whole idea that your identity is just detachable memory, it's not just a self-help hack. It's presented as the core technology for shifting an entire culture.
That's it. Detach from the memory-conditioned automatic robot and return instantly to recognizing the self as the unconditioned source of infinite energy. It's a leap, not a climb.
And the ultimate comfort here, I think, is the reminder that this energy is constant. We're always receiving it. Even when we're arguing, even when we feel defeated, that infinite light is there, enveloping our small, resistant thoughts.
That light never stops.
Yeah.
It's our resistance to it that creates the struggle. The moment we stop resisting and just accept who we already are, the robot powers down.
The power of choice in this is just immense. It suggests our reality today isn't some inevitable result of our past.
It's just the result of the memory we chose to hold on to yesterday. And that choice is available in every single moment.
So we want to leave you with one final provocative thought from this deep dive. If everything that sustains you is truly you, and you are already the unconditional source of light, we challenge you to consider, what single memory one that you currently accept as absolute unchangeable fact could you choose to rewrite today?